Imagine for a second that you're opening a little bookstore. You've got a lovely wooden sign outside, the smell of fresh coffee in the air, cozy little reading nooks inside with comfy chairs, soft lighting, and one big question: what books should you stock? What would actually sell? What would you have in your bookshop? Well, today we're stepping into that imaginary bookshop because whether it's a real shop or your Amazon bookshelf, there are 3 niches that never stop selling. And when you understand them, you can build a self-publishing business that feels intentional, not just random. When I first started publishing on Amazon KDP, I just made a load of books. I tried all different things, but I wasn't really planning. I didn't have a strategy. So today I'm going to share the 3 categories that always work, how to make them your own, and a few real examples from Amazon, and also what not to do, and why this approach completely changed my own results. These days, I think of each book I create as adding something new to my own little bookshop shelf. And the shelves that always bring people in, they're the ones I'm sharing with you today. The 3 main shelves that never collect dust. Shelf number 1 is about health, shelf number 2 is wealth, and shelf number 3 is relationships. These 3 are evergreen. They never go out of style because they meet real lasting human needs. Every time someone walks into your shop or scrolls through Amazon, they're probably looking for one of those 3 things. And when you focus your books in these areas, you're tapping into that constant demand. Let's explore what these books look like in practice. Under health, you can explore niches like intermittent fasting, gut health, mental well-being, journals for anxiety, trackers for blood sugar, migraines, mood swings, fitness logs, or yoga planners. For example, there's a blood pressure logbook on Amazon with hundreds of reviews. It's not fancy, it's 1 page repeated throughout the book, but it helps someone monitor their health, and that is what makes it valuable. And if you're writing high content, think about guides written with empathy. People want to feel supported, not overwhelmed. And shelf number 2 is all about wealth. This is such a fun shelf to create for. You could publish books about starting a side hustle, budgeting for beginners, investing in your 20s, or retirement planners, or digital product ideas, or maybe journals tracking passive income goals. So a real-world example would be there's a simple Save £5 a day challenge book doing really well right now. Why? Because it feels doable. If you have knowledge in business or finance, this is also a brilliant niche for building a brand. You could write a short book, then offer workshops, downloads, or printables later on. And shelf number 3 is for relationships. This shelf always draws a crowd because everyone is navigating relationships of some kind. So here is what works. You could create co-parenting journals or prompts for couples or mother-daughter activity books. You could be writing a book on navigating toxic friendships or healing from breakups or guided journals for self-love. And one of my favorites is the Just Between Mum and Me journal. It's beautifully simple, it's prompts and space to write, a few illustrations, but it helps people connect, and that is what's powerful. The other important thing is niching down. Now, you don't have to stop at just health or wealth. Let's niche down. Instead of health, how about wellness for women over 50? See how that is niched down? So, or instead of wealth, how about side hustles for teens? Instead of relationships, try navigating sibling rivalry in blended families. That is really specific, and the more specific you get, the more your book feels like it was made for someone specific. And here's the beautiful part. When someone feels like a book is made specifically for them, they are more likely to buy it and recommend it. What are the things that you shouldn't do? Okay, well, here's a quick detour. Here's what you shouldn't do. Don't pick a hot niche and just slap together a generic book. Please don't title your blank notebook The Keto Bible, because if it's a notebook, and I've seen this quite a lot, I've seen people publishing notebooks and calling them the Keto Diet Book or something like that. And then people are very disappointed when they find out that it's just a lined notebook. So make sure that if you're publishing notebooks, you're not calling them something that makes people think they're getting a high content book. And the best evergreen niches won't save a lazy book. If you're just making a book without putting a lot of care into it, without putting a lot of work and thought behind it, then even a really good niche is not going to sell your book. You do really need to create a good book that is targeted at a specific audience. So you have to really think a bit about making something helpful or inspiring. And if you've done that, you're already ahead of 90% of the competition. And every book you publish is like putting another book on your shelf in your bookstore. And when you build your bookstore, at first, mainly only a few customers walk in. You make £30 here, £50 there. But then one day, someone leaves with a full basket. And the beauty is those shelves keep working for you, even while you sleep, even while you're off making new ones. So you don't have to be everywhere. You just have to be in the right places and show up with quality. Quality is so important. And what does quality mean? Sometimes people ask me that. Well, quality means that you have put a lot of thought behind your book, that you have researched your book. And I'm not just talking about researching keywords and that kind of thing, but research your market. What do people want from, for example, from a diet journal or from a diet tracker? What do they really want? And what really helped me in those cases is I look at other books that are my competition and I look at the reviews that people leave, because I can learn a lot from the reviews when people say, I didn't like this about the book, or I really liked this about the book. This is what sold the book to me. You get a lot of information in the reviews that really help you create your book for those people, for the people that didn't like the competition's book, or for the people that really liked something about another book and that you can incorporate in your books. So it's really important that you do that research and get to know who your customers are and what kind of books you can create. Your covers should be better than the covers already out there. So just take your time. Don't rush your books. Really spend time researching and also creating your book. Make the best cover. Make the best interior. And sometimes when we're first starting, we can be a little bit quick because we want to get our first book out there and we want to really be able to say, I've published a book, I've published my first book. And really, you should take your time. It's a tricky one because when you're first starting, you're still learning, and it might not be your best book. It might not be a really good book, but the more you publish, the more you learn. And it's also important to just publish a few books to learn how you upload your book, to learn how you format your book. But after you've done a few books, you really need to concentrate on quality. And you can do that after you've created a few books and you know how things work. You can really concentrate on quality. So your first book might not be good quality. Mine wasn't, but you're learning as you go along. And then once you've been publishing for a while, really concentrate on that quality. And that is what makes a quality book, just putting in a lot of care and a lot of research into it. So how can you get started? You're probably thinking, I'm not a writer. How can I write a book? Well, if you're not a writer, it's not a problem. You can hire a ghostwriter for high content. You don't need to spend thousands. Just be clear about what you want. Or use Canva, BookBold, or Creative Fabrica to build out low-content books like logbooks, journals, or planners. And I've got a playlist on YouTube that shows you how to create your first notebook, and that's always a good start. I always say to people, start with a simple notebook, because then you're learning how to create that, how to upload it, and you can go from there. You have to start somewhere small with something very, very simple. It's not a good idea to start with a full-length novel or with a full-length non-fiction book. Start with something small, get a feel for how things work, and then you can take it from there. I mean, I started in 2019, at the end of 2019, and it's only now that I'm starting to write non-fiction books, because I have created a lot of low content books and I'm really confident now creating them. I've seen success with them. I've written children's picture books and I've seen success with them. And now I'm ready to go into other types of books. So it does take time. Don't rush things. Start with low content or with notebooks, and then get little by little you can get into other types of books. And like I said, you can outsource the things that you don't feel confident in doing. I felt quite confident writing my books because I had a little bit of knowledge behind them when I wrote my Home Boss Toolkit, which is all about branding for self-publishers. Obviously, I knew the subject and I was able to write that book. So if you're creating those type of books, you can write them yourself and just try and write the best book you can. But if you don't feel confident, just outsource it to other people. And there's people on Fiverr and on Upwork, and there's other sites that you can use where you can find people that ghostwrite for you. And if you're feeling overwhelmed, just start with one shelf in your bookshop. Pick one niche, one book idea, one thing that feels manageable. And that's how I did it. And that's how so many people in our community have built beautiful businesses, one simple book at a time. So if I opened a bookstore tomorrow, these are the shelves I'd stock first. And every time I create a new book, that's still the mindset I use today. So it's wealth, health, and relationships. And whether it's a children's book, a puzzle book, or a guided journal, I ask myself, is this helping someone become healthier, wealthier, or happier? And if the answer is yes, I know it's a book worth making. Let me know in the comments, what shelf are you most drawn to? Or better yet, what book do you want to put on your shelf? Thank you for spending some time with me today. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.